Hey coaches, in week 4 during finals week, our members have a chance to test their progress in the deadlift by attempting a personal best in either a 3 rep or a 1 rep. And it's important that we get this process right. Typically this happens within the 5 minutes of overtime that we allot after the first 4 working sets. The first 4 sets are there so that our members can gradually and progressively build to their top-end working sets, and so that we as coaches can put eyes on their movement early and let them know whether a PR attempt is safe for them for today. Now, who is eligible to attempt a PR in the deadlift? Unfortunately, it's not for everyone, and we as coaches have to clearly and confidently communicate that in a way that's not discouraging or heavy-handed. There are no hard and fast rules, but a good place to start is that we're looking for people who have at least about a year's worth of deadlifting experience, time training this lift and practicing the movement. Also, we want members who have regularly been attending deadlift days throughout the cycle, not just 1 or 2 days, but consistent attendance so that their body is prepared for a true max effort. Finally, we want quality movement during the first 4 working sets, and more specifically, the ability to make any corrections that are needed during that time. So, if someone has difficulty correcting a rounded back or their hips shooting too early off the floor, then a PR attempt is likely not for them for today. In terms of rep standards and requirements, no secret PRs. That is, PR attempts that we, the coaches, have not observed. Those are fine for the member, and they can certainly track them and use those lifts for their progress. But in order to get on any gym record or club boards, we have to see and validate all PR attempts. For the rest of these requirements, I'll bring out Coach M here to help me with the demonstration, starting with no egregious backgrounding. It's rare that a PR attempt in the deadlift, or any lift for that matter, will be perfect, but there is a difference between safe and unsafe movement. So, if Coach M settles down into the start of her deadlift position, lift your hips up just a little bit more for me, Em, a little bit more than that. Great, and then if you focus your eyes right here, she simply stands straight up, her back begins to round, and unfortunately, that rep will not count, it's not safe, as her spine reverses directions under load. The best case scenario in a moment like that is that we catch the lift early and instruct the member to drop the bar before they finish standing it up. Now, the second requirement is that the bar has to continually move up without stalling or reversing direction. So again, if M settles down in the starting position here, hips up just a little bit more for me, Em, a little bit more than that, great. She fights hard as she stands straight up. The bar stalls, it reverses direction, and then she stands up again. Even though she ultimately completed the lift, thanks Em, you can relax, that lift won't count because it's rare under max load that a bar that begins to descend will create a good or safe position, no less allow a member to maintain a good or safe position. Finally, once we've completed a good rep, our members have to return the bar to the ground under control. Control doesn't necessarily mean slow, but they can't simply stand up a rep and then drop the bar from the top. So again, if M settles down in the starting position here, hips up just a little bit more for me, M, stands all the way up, and then drops the bar from the top. Even though she completed the lift going up, she did not control the bar back to the floor. That would look something like this. So if M sets up again, freeze right there, hips up just a little bit more for me, Em. She stands up, she reverses direction, and controls the bar back down to the ground. Awesome, thanks, Em. During the 5 minutes of overtime, there are 2 scenarios that we would like to avoid. Number 1, and the most obvious, is any distracting conversations, because this is a time where our members need our best attention and focus during their max effort lifts. And the second is any prolonged coaching. Hopefully all of our great coaching has occurred during the first 4 working sets, and the 5 minutes of overtime is reserved for us to be able to quickly move around to each individual member and validate repetitions along the way. So how does this all sound in our walkthrough? Again, while we have the group's attention, it might go something like this. Gang, it's week 4, finals week, and today is deadlift day, which is always fun and exciting. Now, safety first. If you're newer to P360 or don't have about a year's worth of training the deadlift, then a PR attempt is likely not for you today, and instead what I'd prefer is that you work at or maybe slightly above the weights that you've been using for the last 4 weeks. If you've regularly attended deadlift days during this cycle and have experience with this lift, then we can absolutely think about a PR. So please grab me during those first 4 working sets so that I can put some eyes on your movement and we can make any needed corrections there before you pick up your PR attempt weights during the 5 minutes of overtime. Finally, while individual PRs can absolutely count for you, if you're looking to make any of our gym records or club boards, then I have to see those reps in order to validate them and make sure that your name goes on our board where it belongs.